Welcome, YouTube friends and family, to today's edition of the Wellness Homesteader. So today is Tuesday, y'all. I woke up breathing a lot better. So I'm thinking it just took a week of the steroids. Today should be my last day on them. I may wean off a little bit over the next couple days so that I don't have an abrupt stop. But thank you all for your prayers so much. So it is very early. It's not even 6 o'clock yet. But I want to make some pinto beans or some beans and cornbread or some bean soup. And I shared with you that, oopsie, I'm chopping onion, y'all. Here we go. I wanted to kind of go back to my roots, back to some of the more economical cooking my mother did, because I know at times things were a little bit lean. Now, I never mean to imply that we went hungry, but you know, we weren't eating out, we weren't eating steak. You know, home cooked food is delicious and nutritious and not so full of additives. And you know, back in the day, because I'm old, we didn't know much about additives and preservatives. We didn't think that they were awful like we know today, that some of those things can be harmful. So what I'm going to do here is chop up this onion. This is a Vidalia onion, so it's fairly mild. And I think I'm going to use a whole onion. Y'all, I love my Ninja Foodie Possible. So we are going to put it on sear, saute, put a tiny bit of avocado oil in. We're going to hit start, and we're going to start sauteing our onion, and we're going to put a little bit of carrot in as well. That's kind of how I like it. You can do this with a lot of liquid to make more of a soup, or less liquid to make more of like soup beans. I think I'm going to go towards the soup. So last night, or yesterday afternoon, I soaked my dried beans. So if you remember from our grocery haul, pinto beans were about 96 cents. They were a little bit cheaper than some of them. And so I have lots of beans on the shelf. So these are actually organic beans from Azure, not a requirement. I'm sure I paid more than 96 cents for a pound, but you can certainly just go to the grocery, buy a pound of beans. So mine are in big glass jars, you know, like big jars like this. So I just put out 4 cups, and I know from experience that the beans are going to double in size. So I put it in an 8-cup bowl, covered it with water. I've rinsed it a bunch of times. So here's what we have. Our soaked and picked through pinto beans, because sometimes you will find little rocks. They're very dirty. Is that getting hot? Maybe it's just heating up. So I'm going to take some of these baby carrots that don't look so great, but will be fine cooked in a soup. And I'm going to fill up my Black & Decker handy chopper. That was my step-grandma's, God rest her soul. She'd be pleased to know I'm still using it. I mean, if it works, it works. Hold tight, jaw. So I did a couple handy choppers full, and this is kind of how I like mine. I've never had celery in soup beans, but if you wanted to put it in there, I suppose you could. It's a soup, guys. It's going to taste good, and that's going to add some depth of flavor. And you can even add your garlic, your salt, your pepper. I prefer, because I am using smoked ham hocks, I'm going to prefer to wait. And I did get all my meat frozen, but these are smoked pork hocks cured with water, salt, sodium phosphate, sodium erythrobate, sodium nitrate. Probably not the healthiest thing, but that's what I have. And so if you figure my beans were $1, you could buy them for $1. I probably have $1 worth of vegetables, that's $2. The ham hocks for 2 is $3. And the thing about the ham hocks is I'm going to use them to flavor my soup beans. Then I'm going to make some ham bone broth with the bones. So I will freeze them after I've cooked them to use with the other 2 that are already in the freezer. And then I have some onion broth here with some turmeric that I home canned. And this is a little spicy. It's really, really good, but it's gonna provide a good soup base. So this saute is taking a while, but I do want things to get kind of caramelized and a little bit tender. So I'll bring you back, show you what that looks like. One ingredient I didn't talk about cost is my onion broth. So when I peel an onion, I save the skins, I save any parts of the onion that I'm not going to eat, you know, or cook, that's tough or sprouted or whatever. And then you can cook it for like 24 hours in a big stock pot, or I use my water bath Ball Fresh Tech canner to do this in. And then you can add turmeric, pepper, flavoring. This provides a great base for soups, and I'll be sad when I'm out of it. But I can get Vidalia onions in this area, so, and I use Vidalia for this. So guys, this is onion waste and water and a little turmeric. Very, very inexpensive broth. Not like spending $4 or $5 for a carton of broth, and this is a full quart. All right, you can hear my things sauteing. I'll bring you back. We'll get everything into the crock pot. I'm gonna set it on high for 6 hours, and we'll see how it comes out. All right, here you can see my softened onions and carrots. You can hear them just carrying on here. So to that, I'm going to add my ham hocks just as they come out the package. I'm going to add my quart of broth. And you can see the turmeric in there. And our overnight soaked beans. And I still have some water in here that I don't want to water down my soup a whole bunch, so that's why I'm using my hands, which are clean. I just washed them. Now we'll see if this is going to be enough. This is great frozen, y'all. You don't have to eat 8+ cups of soup all at once. You can freeze some of it. Or like I said, you can make it pretty thick, like soup, beans, and cornbread. And guys, that's all there is to it. Now, I want to slow cook on high for 6 hours. So let's put our lid on. And it's not even 6 a.m. and we have a good dinner ready. So I won't be tempted to eat out. Is it a couple days later? Why, yes, it is. Y'all, I apologize. Sometimes when I'm having my issues with my lungs, I just take a couple days break. And so that's what I did. And I know a lot of you are gonna ask, what did the doctor say? Well, the doctor said nothing because I haven't contacted the doctor yet, but I will. So my instructions were to wait until I finished the cortisone and then came off. Yesterday was my last pill. Today, well, maybe shorter breath, more so than yesterday. So, you know, time will tell. But I wanted to share with you just a little bit about our soup beans that we made. I did end up cooking them for a full 12 hours in the crock pot, 6 on high, 6 on low. I like my soup beans really mushy, or really soft, maybe a better word. You could pre-boil them for an hour or two and then put them in the crock pot, but that kind of defeats the purpose, in my opinion, of using the crock pot and just set it and forget it. So good. I did have to add some water. I added probably 2 cups because as the beans absorbed it, it got kind of dry. Now I was looking for a soup beans to start with versus the soup. I can always add broth to it and make more of a soup with cornbread. Guys, they're absolutely delicious. So if you're not a big fan of just pinto beans, you know, and that's what refried beans are made from, what could you do with it? Well, you can put them over rice, put salsa on them, put Cajun seasoning on them. You can do, I like to just like shred a little bit of cheese, put a little sour cream, sprinkle a little garlic salt. That makes really good. One thing I did not do is I did not add salt because I was worried about the ham hocks. Definitely need salt, but I can add at the table. So they ended up being really, really good. And I'm gonna be eating on them a while, but I love beans, and so I'm not discouraged by it. When I'm ready for the soup, I can add chicken broth. I could add more onion broth. You could add just plain water if you wanted to. You could add water with like a bouillon to it as well. So lots of different ways that you can flavor it. You can add a little liquid smoke. If you're not afraid of that, that will give it kind of a down-home smoky soup taste. So many things you can do with the beans so they're not just beans, although I like just beans. So today, y'all, I've got you at my couch. I'm sitting on my blanket, which I love that I made. Y'all, I love it. But I bought something, and I bought this. Now I've lost my batteries. Oh, good gravy. I have to hunt them up. I bought this back on Amazon Prime Days. Let me find my batteries. Y'all, I was sitting on them. Got some AAA batteries. Oh, wait, no, those are AA. Yeah, I'm not sure if I need double or AAA. Back on Amazon Prime Days, in the summer, a lot of the fall and Halloween stuff was on really good clearance, like half price or something close to it. So this item, which I will link, is now up to like $35. When I purchased it on Amazon Prime Day, it was $21.99, and then I had a significant coupon. I did go back and check my receipt to be sure. So take that with a grain of salt. I purchased 2 of these, and they are so cool. They are fall trees, so I should be able to use these all the way through Halloween, fall, harvest, Thanksgiving, all of those different dates. Yeah, I can use it. Now, let me put my oxygen on, guys. This might be a little bit louder. Y'all are just gonna have to let me know. This is my oxygen concentrator, not my little portable. And I do have these are called oxy ears. They go on the top of your ears, not on your cheeks, Kim. They slide. It's to keep your ears from getting sore from wearing oxygen. I've not had that problem. So, if you have a cat that likes to eat tinsel, Franklin McMeowmeister, I knew that I needed to raise these up. They're 5 foot tall, so they fit perfectly on my parents' stereo that's in my entryway, that's like as old as me. And they fit on the top of it, and they come with ornaments, which I did not realize. Hello, read the fine print. And they come with lats too. So let me show you. We're going to put this one together, and let me show you what I'm doing with it. So I open the box and I see this, and I'm like, oh no, this looks like difficult. Guys, wait till you see how cool it is. So the first part, it comes with a little instruction card, and the quality of this is good. Little instruction card. It's much better than a Dollar Tree quality. Let me just say that. I love the way it folds up, the way you can put it right back in the box for next year. So what it comes with is 4 posts, and then one that has the place you put your legs on. I'll show you that in just a moment. It comes with your, yeah, those do look like AA. Your battery pack and your lights. And then, of course, the legs for your tree. So, taking this piece with the circle at the bottom, I'm going to just slide these on like this. So they go up from the bottom. There's a little foot right here. And it's surprisingly secure. So we're gonna snap 4 of those in my lap. All right, that's what it looks like at the bottom. So kind of like an artificial Christmas tree. And then you just want to snap together your poles. And I'll put this on the floor here and back up eventually. And they do go one way. It's not hard to figure out. So, Frankie was enamored. He's fully checked this out. He says, it's pretty, Mama. I like it. Is it for me? Can I chew on it? All right. We'll do the batteries in a minute. Are you ready for the magic? All right, guys, let me back you up. So, can you see? Yeah. Well, you're a little crooked. Ooh, excuse the hand. All right, here we go. You see Mr. Hanky Panky Frankie's over there holding down the floor. So this is what it looks like. Kind of looks like a wreath. Guys, you just pop it over. And look at that. It unfolds. It's so cool. And then up at the top, there's a little plug that you stick in. And look, guys, look at this. It has movement. It's held together with like a, kind of like a quilting thread or a waxed thread. Kind of matches my shirt, right? Has the little pumpkin at the top. I think this is adorable. It reminds me of a Charles Brown church. Did I show you the ornaments? I'm not sure if I'm gonna put the ornaments on. But let's take a look real quick at this. I didn't do the lights on the other one yet. So let's see if the lights are worth it. Turn the switch to on. The lights are on normally. Turn the switch to timer, and the timer function takes effect 6 hours on and 18 hours off. Turn the switch to off, and the lights are off. Who would have figured? Oh boy. Okay, now this, guys, I will tell you, doesn't look like, you know, it's the highest quality in the whole wide world. Let's see if I can figure out how to get this open. Yeah, like this. So, it takes 3 AA batteries. You guys, I've been buying the Amazon basic batteries. I really like them. They seem, in my opinion, to be every bit as durable as Duracell. I think that's important. So let's check the lights before we go putting them on. Oh look, very, very bright. Can y'all see that? Wow. Okay. So, y'all, I have been so excited to get started on my new craft, but I had to wait because it seems like everything's been back ordered, and I wanted to make sure I had the products that I needed. There we go. Maybe the slacks. This is kind of fussy, this part, because I want to be able to sell these, and you guys are gonna love them. So let's see. When you're old and your vision's poor, it's hard to kind of get these started, but before I had Frankie, I had a cat named Calvin, and he was a flame point Himalayan. So it was very white with just a little bit of orange, not nearly dark like Frankie. And he loved to chew wires. You had to really watch him. So thankfully Frankie does not seem to be interested. So I'm going to just drop the battery pack on the floor to start. And let's, oh, that is going to be pretty. Oh, wow, guys. It doesn't take much to amuse me. Oh, Lord. And I actually saw this just as a suggested product on Amazon Prime Day. I was really not, well, you know how it goes. You get on Amazon and you're like, I didn't know I needed that, but I needed that. So I did buy a few new things this year for Halloween and fall decor that I maybe shouldn't have bought, but that's okay. I will get a lot of enjoyment out of them. Okay, let me get this knot out and then I'll bring you back. All right, y'all, how pretty is this tree? I turned off the ring light so you could see. And these little pumpkins come with a hook, but the hook needs to hook to the, excuse my back, to the thread that I mentioned that holds all the layers together. It will not fit on the metal. So I'm going to add these to both trees. I'll bring you back, show you what the final looks like. And yeah, that'll be it for today. So lots of fun decorating a fall tree, and I'll be sure to leave a link to it in the description box. All right, y'all, are these trees not beautiful sitting on top of the stereo? Now I have my Eufy mop system. I've got a new dirty water tank because there was a recall sitting there, so just ignore that. But our witch hat we made, I need to find a different place for my mints. And then this, guys, I have had this. See where it's chewed on the top? Baby Frankie chewed that. And he's 14, so this actually lights up. But I'm doing sort of the witch hat in the middle with the table runner, I guess you would say, that I made. And I have some things I'm going to put up here. I'm a little bit off center, guys. It's just, it's fine. But I am loving these trees. I think they're well worth the discounted price. And I will be using these for many years to come. I hope you've all enjoyed today's video, or the couple days video. Y'all, I apologize about my shortness of breath. We'll get this sorted out. It's definitely not better. Let me just say that. And do I think it's the cancer? I'm just going to say, well, like the elephant in the room, no. I think it's a side effect from the Imfinzi, but we'll see. So I'm going to give it to first to next week, I think, unless I get really bad. And guys, I can always go to the ER. That's not my preferred method, but if it's necessary, it's necessary. So I was going to go see my kiddo this weekend. Just in case I crash and burn, I don't think it's a good idea. It stresses him out when I'm not 100%, so I don't want to do that to him. So drop me a comment below. Are you going to try some soup beans? Or which favorite way to have beans? And what do you think of these trees? Would this be something you'd be willing to decorate with? If you remember last year we had ghosts. This year the ghosts are going to go because Frankie loves them. They're going to go by the fireplace if I ever get all my decor done. Because we still have our new craft, our tumblers to make. So I will see you all again very soon, depending on how my breathing goes. I'll keep you updated. You know that I'm frequently in those, you know, like I leave a comment kind of a thing. What do they call that? A post. First day on the job here. All right, guys, until I see you again, don't forget to smash that like button and be healthy, be well, be blessed, and take care.